What's up? Hey, what's up, everybody? This is me, Abdul, and I'm joined by my co-host.
And Tony Koya.
And
So
you're listening to Weebs on the pod again, and you do not know how many times I've had to rehearse that to this thing, and I'm tired right now because I'm not used to releasing that much energy at once, like on a whim.
what's that?
On,
Which was that? Sin again. I forgot the scene. I'm trying to remember the film where that scene is
it's
from.
not even from a movie I watched, it's from an ad or something that me I saw it.
I used to see this scene like that. Like I think is this Scream or so. Like let's just keep that. Let's keep this. I don't want to talk to Eta.
Okay, before we begin with today's topic, we're very sorry that we could not make it last week. Some technical, creative, some technical issues, creative issues, and then I was sick.
Ah. Oh, it's true. Okay, so you actually said I was not season when you were. Well, how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get on with this. You introduce them to the topic.
So
I'm fine.
this week we decided to rant about why the anime Boruto should not exist. This topic, like let me say it, I've been building up in this guy's body, in his body. Me, I'm not, I'm a bit passive about it, sha. Like I feel like there could be things that they could have done differently. But Niyi is adamant that Boruto should never exist.
Look, if you know me very well, anyone that knows me very well will tell you that no matter what I say about a particular topic, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I'm usually just completely neutral towards it. So, like, realistically speaking, if someone were to come to me and start talking about Boruto, I'll say, "Oh, that is your opinion. This is my
Yeah.
opinion. Let's just leave it at that." You know, I don't like Boruto, but I can't say I outright hate it.
Okay, so what would be like your first, this is first reason why you feel like Boruto should never exist?
See, look, when I first heard about this thing, I was like, "What?" My first thought was, wait, then what is going to happen to Naruto? Are you going to kill Naruto off before this thing starts? Or are you going to keep him there? And if you kill him off, you are driving
Yeah.
off a lot of fans. But if you keep him there and you like relegate him too much, you are still pissing off a lot of fans. And like, to put it simply, I would say Boruto is like you just finished telling someone a fairy tale, right? And you're like, they all lived happily ever after.
Never after. Yeah.
That is Naruto. They all lived happily ever after.
I'm like, meanwhile,
Then you are now like, no, not even meanwhile. Meanwhile is even saying you can even say, okay, meanwhile on the other side of the earth. No,
okay.
this one they all lived happily ever after. But
But
like they are just shitting on the whole Naruto. That is my opinion. They are just shitting on everything that's all the you know
everything they built up in Shippuden, like it's like that. They're
yeah.
not trying to pack, like say shit. Ah, good. I don't say shit.
Look, there are a few things they could have done that would have made me okay with Boruto. Firstly, if they had not introduced all the bad guys, they could have ended it at Obito and saved Madara and Kaguya for later, or ended it at Madara and saved Kaguya for later. But when you say So he has beat the big bad, but he has achieved peace and everything. But
Mm.
it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
And you notice the way they started it, they really started the first episode. They showed like let's say but I call it a time skip or they just show what will happen in the future. Like
Uh,
is already destroyed,
a
like it's almost
flash forward.
dystopian. Yes, like it's a like this dystopian future that Boruto is like was wearing this headband. I think is that Sasuke's headband
I think so.
he's wearing Sasuke's headband and he's fighting Kawaki in this destroyed Konoha.
Yeah.
Maybe like me, I feel like we said they added that season. Okay, something good is coming. Oh, sha, wait before you stop watching the anime. Because I'm like feeling like what are they building up to? I've not read the manga, but where I stopped, and I feel like they have
when I
material, but the anime, like what is killing the anime right now? I don't know about now. I've not watched the like we said episode, so for that time it was the fillers and everything. And the way some were like retconning some stuff, or like downplaying some characters from the
yeah.
OGs, and that
Uh,
what's that Rinnegan stuff that happened. I don't know. It's why you should say all those parts. Because you know that can explain those parts very well.
which thing?
No when
Are you talking about are you
the
talking about
Rinnegan stuff.
Chibaku Tensei?
No, that Rinnegan stuff that Boruto was able to stab this guy's eye.
Oh no, that pissed me off.
Like
That pissed me off.
guy, the way like no me, I feel like the heights at which like Naruto and Sasuke like reached at the end of Shippuden. Like it's not as if they are trying to nerf. You know when they nerf some weapons in all these games. Let's say the
Yeah,
web, like they nerf their abilities in this Boruto somehow. To at least
yeah,
make them
yeah,
more like grounded to get. Because maybe
yeah.
like if they continue doing that, this is that they make the villains strong. Like let's say the villain like
The antagonist.
or something, invincible or something, or I don't know how they'll be able to handle it. I mean, I feel like it wasn't. I don't think it was Kishimoto that did they write. I don't think it
Yeah, I think
was
he's the one. He's the one writing the. He's the one drawing the manga now.
now, but it was. He didn't start. I don't think it was when I started it
I don't think so either.
because there was this. I think there's this manga. Is this Samurai Seven? I've forgotten the name that I was doing around that period, but he ended it recently, or recently, like let's say 2 years ago or something. They now took over. I just feel
Yeah,
like Boruto is just the fire. When you let's call it fire. Something should have gone. You just want to try hold on to it, or like you should just end Naruto, or maybe you just spin off. No, no, where is
yeah, yeah.
spin off?
No,
Now
Boruto.
spin off, but like they could have like let's say done adaptations of let's say Kakashi now or um, I don't even
Like
have the
spin
name.
off telling you the story of these particular characters
Eh,
in more detail.
mm, rather than those fillers that they gave us in those arcs in between the war, ninja war, this thing.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Back to that beginning, that first episode. Like first, I watched that episode, and when I first saw it, I was like, that was even one of the first things that triggered me.
Why?
When I saw Boruto putting on a scratched out headband,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Me that time I was not
Like
thinking that maybe
Naruto's like you are saying that Naruto's son
uh,
became a missing link.
Yeah, that was when first came to my mind. I was like, what happened?
I was like, okay, let me give it a chance. Then the first few episodes, I was just like, yeah, no, because from those first few episodes, I just saw that they severely nerfed Naruto and they are struggling. Like a lot of things pissed me off. One of the main ones was
Was
Boruto's
that?
behavior and Naruto's behavior.
Yeah. Me, I want to,
Boruto's behavior, this spoilt brat type behavior,
yeah. And
when
Naruto
compared
too
to
is
his
was
when
not
compared to his
even.
father. Like
Yeah,
you're complaining about you don't have this, you don't have that. What about your father that didn't even like? Okay, you're complaining that Naruto is not doing this, Naruto is not doing that. When Naruto was your age, he didn't even have a father to complain about, man. Then Naruto, they made him more or less an absentee father,
you know. There's his father.
like a shitty father. And I'm just like,
No,
you know what?
this guy is not typical anime father self. It's not safe this way. There's normal anime characters to be like that.
Come on,
It's
like
it's sharp
no,
better than Ken from Hunter x Hunter.
yeah, but come on, look at it, look at it. This person grew up as an orphan. If we're talking about it from a more psychological point of view, right? I'm
You should
branching
have.
out of the I'm branching out of the anime this thing for a bit, but let's go there.
Mm,
Look at it from a more psychological point of view. This guy is an orphan who like desperately wanted to know who his parents were. He was always sad at the idea that he doesn't have parents, seeing other people's parents treat them so lovingly and stuff. So like
mm.
you would expect that okay, when this person has their own children, they would do like the exact opposite of what Naruto was doing. Like instead of not being there most of the time, in fact, they would be smothering their children.
Yeah,
So the fact that the route that they went with just did not sit well with me.
I get what you're trying to say. Like some people, like I get like most parents now, the way they raise their children, like they raise their children, they give their children what they lack when you were
Yeah,
not, when they were then children.
yeah.
I
Like
get.
I know someone even personally who lost their dad at a very young age, and like when they grew up, when they started having their own children, they or wait, let me just put it. Let me just uh, you know what? I'm not going to say any names. I don't want to I don't want to start anything. But when they had their own children,
Mm.
this person was like, you know what? I'm not going to be an absentee father. Like yeah, his father was not an absentee father. The father passed away,
Yeah, to really try
but like
responsible person, not to.
that absence of a father figure
Mm.
made him say, you know what? I'm not going to be absent from my own children's life, from my own child's life. So like it just didn't make sense to me. Like Sasuke's own, I can understand it a bit. Sasuke has always been detached
But Naruto is this possible, I say possible,
since the
positive
Uchiha
person.
massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the Uchiha massacre, Sasuke has always been detached.
Mm.
But Naruto has always been this kind of person that like clings to those
They
people
always
that
want to be around people. You get.
yes, and he clings very tightly to people that he views as friends or his pseudo family or family or etc. etc.
Because I even remember time itself that at his home, whenever he's alone, you create shadow clones. Like one will be doing something like you shall make the house full for himself. You get
Yeah,
that he be discussing and discussing with himself all these sort of like for that kind of guy
so
for someone
playing
to
card games with him with his clones and stuff
be
like that.
now you're not allowing work to now like hold you back. And it's okay. let's say that Boruto is a bit right for holding his father, like complain about his father like that. But sometimes Boruto, whenever he's talking, I feel like maybe it's because he's a child, but
Like he takes the complaining a bit too far sometimes.
eh,
And then another thing is that Naruto, like, look, in fact, this is time of peace, ma. They are not at war. They don't have any like war along the distance. So like the workload should be less on him.
and now,
He should be able to like let go of some work and add on top that this is a person who can create a literal army of shadow clones.
you know,
What's
you know the
stopping him
past,
from what's
you know
stopping
the
him from creating a clone to do the work?
I say you will
No,
make a clone, you will send a clone to his wait, who did he send clone to? Is it Boruto's birthday
I think
or
no, it's Himawari's birthday. That
ah
that
ah
even added more to my annoyance. I'm like, what in the ass?
why now? Even if the shadow clone self is like, let's say something that can even last long or something. The fact that the shadow clone self, let's say what all this vanish in thin air, I was like, oh me, I feel
No,
like it's
see,
the writer's mistake. When we call the writer's fault or how will I explain now? Maybe probably is what the studio wanted or something.
yeah.
But I feel like if
Another
it
thing,
was Kishimoto that actually did the stuff, Kishimoto has his issues too. But if it was Kishimoto that like actually wrote the stuff and everything,
it might have turned out a bit better.
you know,
That's just how it is. Like I have two other problems with the thing. One is that the thing was just riding off Naruto's coattails, more or less.
yeah,
Like, honest, I would have even watched it if they had not made it Naruto's son.
no,
Make it like
like
maybe make it jump a generation, make it maybe his grandson, his great grandchild, when Naruto is at an age where you can easily phase him out of the, you know, out of the whole, what do you call it?
yeah,
Like, okay, if you make it, okay, it's Naruto's grandson, it's Naruto's grandchild. Okay, at that time, Naruto is a bit older, you can make it maybe around in the 50s, 60s. So he's more like a Hiruzen type character, someone that is there more as a mentor to his
mm,
grandchild than anything. You can even make it that okay, by that time he has even retired from being Hokage. He's Konohamaru that is now the Hokage, and Naruto is living a more quiet life, and then yeah, like how you see
no,
Hiyashi,
is that?
Hiyashi, Hinata's father.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've seen how he is in Boruto.
Yeah, it's like the guy who took like let's say his character took
Like he
like a rant about someone that was very strict
from that
now like
from that
oh,
strict, serious this thing. Now he's a bit more playful, laughing because now he's a grandfather. And
yeah,
had they gone that route, honestly, I wouldn't have minded. Then the next thing was now the pairings.
so it's
Like,
like oh, is it like
look, every almost like quite a number of Naruto fans wanted Naruhina
Naruto and
and
Hinata?
Sasusaku. Yeah, and Sasusaku, Sasuke and Sakura.
Yeah,
And we got exactly that. The problem started with the last Naruto movie.
mm.
The way Naruto and Hinata got together just felt fabricated,
The other one talk.
like rushed. And then by the time you now got to Boruto, like the two of them's characters just like deteriorated. We've already talked about Naruto's own. Hinata's own, she more or less became like a housewife, and
Housewife.
then her her personality did a complete 180 where she has become like a Kushina 2.0.
Kushina 2.0.
Like, yeah, definitely. No, seriously. Like, think of how was Kushina doing with Minato? She's like this
Ah,
type of more or less she's wearing the pants in the relationship.
yeah.
I have no issue with that. Well,
Kushina
not really like she's
2.0.
wearing, not necessarily like she's wearing the pants, but like when she's angry.
Yeah, now.
Uh-huh. So like I don't mind that they put that there, but like leave some distance of her previous personality. Like I don't know. And then like Sasusaku was just like I don't know.
I don't know.
Really, those were not even the ones I had much problem with. I could
So which
have
one do
just
you have?
ignored those ones. The ones I had problems with were the likes of Choji and Kari.
Why
Uh,
don't we choose that?
no build up.
And
There
maybe
was
no, maybe something happened like in between the series or something, and they didn't like they felt slow, like easy
no.
to
See,
explain.
look. Let's call the other parents that we have. You have Naruto and Hinata.
Mm.
We've known from day one that Hinata likes Naruto and Naruto is
Yeah.
clueless. You have Sasuke and Sakura. We've known also from day one that that Sakura is
Like
crushing or is like madly crushing on Sasuke, but Sasuke wants nothing to do with her. That was another thing that pissed me off. Somebody that tried to kill you how many times you still went ahead and married. But
why
let's leave that aside. But we've known from day one that Sakura is in love with Sasuke. Ino and Sai, or as some people call him, the Sasuke ripoff. No, seriously, the way they put it, they just said that oh,
and I'm
since,
based
since
that is like
that
she's
since
like
Ino,
let me just go for
yeah, that
bets.
since she can't get Sasuke, I might as well go for this guy that looks like Sasuke. And Ino and Sai, they've shown it from the first meeting that Ino was interested in Sai to some level.
Mm.
Who else can you call? Temari and Shikamaru.
I actually like that pairing because how like the
No,
fight between them
I have no problem with the pairing.
no, I don't
I have no I have
yes
no issue with the pairing. But what I'm saying is that we've known from
you've
that
known
tuning
like
exam fight,
uh,
people have been clamoring for these two to be a pairing. And then by the time she put in rolled in, even before she put in, signs have already started to show that oh, this may be the case.
yeah.
And she like Temari is more or less to Shikamaru what Yoshino was to Shikaku.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. The lazy husband and the wife that is the one wearing the pants in the relationship 24/7. You know, with Minato and Kushina, you had like, okay, the husband that is more, I wouldn't say laid back, but like nice
Yeah.
guy. And then you have the wife that is there to make sure that people don't take advantage of his nice guy, this thing.
Yeah.
But with these two, you had lazy and man of the house. So, but like Choji and this one was just like out of nowhere, and they didn't really like even give a hint as to what happened that led to it.
Probably
You know,
maybe I feel like maybe they don't really want to assuming they are characters like let's say Sas no And it's true. So what I'm even saying is if you done that, if it's true, they didn't really
No,
give.
see, you could have gone. If you read fan fiction, you will know that people pair Choji with Ayame, Abizi Ayane, Ayame, yeah, Ayame.
I am a bit mind me again.
The Ayame Ichiraku, the ramen chef's
Okay,
daughter.
okay, yeah. Ah, it's true.
Uh-huh.
It's
Or they will pair him with a random civilian. At least if you had paired him with a random civilian that nobody knew, people would say, oh, something happened. But you paired him with Karui that we all know.
wait, were they even close during the
They
Ninja
never
War?
showed anything that indicated that this could happen. That is
Assuming they
where my
even showed
issue
them
is.
together in the ninja during that ninja war, sef, I'll say okay, probably maybe he saved her or something. Like maybe they now like locked eyes, like Boruto, you go get it together.
Yeah. Now, look, I know that this video is why Boruto should not exist, but Boruto has some good points. Like, I like how they've made Naruto to be a more matured person. Like, where the place where he was fighting, what's the name of this chick with the blonde hair? Is it Delta Abi or what?
I
Have
think
you seen that?
is it down? I think so. I think it's
Uh-huh.
Delta or something.
Like, I was complaining that they nerfed Naruto because he was getting his ass kicked by, come on, or not really getting his ass kicked, but still, he could have won that fight a lot sooner than he did. But then someone now explained to me, someone that has actually watched it, explained to me that look, he was trying to show Kawaki that might does not always make right. You get
Mm.
that just because you have the power to do something does not mean you should do it. So now made me realize that okay, yeah, this guy has matured quite a bit. And like some of the characters, I like how they developed, but like there's just so much I find wrong with the thing. And as I said, it's riding off the coattails of Naruto. It's like, okay, Naruto was good and everything, it sold very well, and then the studio is like, you know what? Let's continue on. It's more of a commercial thing than anything else.
Yeah. And I feel like the way Boruto started, like with the fillers and everything. Naruto when it started, it was a bit dark. You could feel this dark tone.
Uh,
Maybe that time it was because they were still in this period of war and everything. And
Not
this
really war, but more like a cold war.
and now that times during the training exam, it was like everybody was scared and everything. Thought, see who is this guy with the sand bag in sand god in his bag? It looks deadly. Oh. How will this
Yeah.
go now people with? But now this training exams, if it wasn't for the Otsutsuki coming like this, we won't really like be like, okay, they're just having inter-house sports. You get that's the energy I
Uh,
got.
yeah.
Like they lighten the tune in this
No, I have no
uh
problem with a lighter. I have no problem with a lighter too. Quite frankly. But like, the only time I would have a problem is if they completely stop seriously. But they didn't. I'm even trying to remember another issue I had with the thing. There are so many like uh yeah, I just remembered. You saw that episode where they had the terrible crying animation, right?
I lost it, I saw screenshot.
But no,
Well,
you've heard about it
I've,
and you've seen the
I've
pictures and videos.
seen the pictures and videos.
Uh-huh. Like
I actually thought it
I
was
later,
fan
I later went and like checked some stuff and found out the reason why Boruto was crying.
well,
Turns out that one of the supporting characters, like Boruto's friends, from the Mist Village. I've forgotten the guy's name. Was killed. So
Yes,
when I like looked, huh?
I saw it now. Why did not have to now animate his face like that?
I don't know. That's not even what I want to talk about. Um, is the way they killed this character that was a bit somehow. Like you've built this guy up to be like a very competent person, someone that could go far in future.
Wait, is it
Like
that boy that is using? I think he has a one of those swords from those
yeah, he's
swordsmen.
one of the seven swordsmen of the mist.
Ah, he's dead.
He's dead.
Is it?
Like
He's dead.
you've made it out to be like this guy has a lot of potential and he's going to
And
go
now,
far. So killing him off, I have no issue. Again, a lot of a lot of like shows do that. Game of Thrones is a perfect example where they will just kill off characters anyhow.
but it's weird for a shonen show.
So no, it's not really that weird. You know, like come on. In the beginning, they killed off Haku, who looked like almost him and Naruto would be very good friends.
Hmm.
And
But
like at one point,
it was
they killed off,
the arc that they introduced Aku that they killed Aku.
yeah, but then they now killed off people like Jiraiya, Hiruzen. You know, they've killed off people before that could have gone far.
Yeah.
So it's not really that surprising. But like when you build this guy up to be a big deal, like someone that is going far, and then you have him killed off by a jabroni.
Who's that?
You
Who
know,
killed him?
you know what a jabroni is?
No, no.
A side character. He's not
Ah,
even the main villain in that arc.
I should go and check
Like
out.
more or less a henchman.
Ah.
It's not like what? Like I get that you're trying to build his character and stuff like that, but you're trying to build up Boruto's character. But come on,
Wait, imagine this. The way Boruto was crying, that the animation they gave him. Imagine they gave was the face that Naruto had when he was crying when Jiraiya died. You know
oh
that scene when he
you,
was he said the ice cream. He was not looking at
you
the
Naruto, at least Naruto, the places where people make fun of Naruto, it's not
mm.
that oh the animation is bad. It's more or less you are pausing it where you are not
And now,
even supposed to pause
and
it.
the one that Sasuke bent his head somehow on the one
Yeah,
that said pain. All those ones you have to pause it. But this one is like you be seeing it every
that
frame.
one is in a transition scene where you are not supposed to see.
You're not supposed to
Like
see because of their moving
uh-huh,
fast. You get
uh-huh. But this one was just bad animation, period.
ah no.
Uh-huh.
Which
Another
studio said it's
perfect this
animating?
thing. Another perfect example of it riding off Naruto's coattails. The time travel parts where
That
I
one
think
is
Boruto
man.
and Sarada traveled back in time to I think shooting exam time. I saw that thing and I was like, so now you're trying to capitalize on nostalgia.
Yeah.
You
Ah,
know
listen,
that oh
let's watch it. We are
uh,
views start moving up.
like no, it's more or less this kind of okay when Naruto fans when old Naruto fans see it, they'll be like, okay, let's see how um, Boruto's presence changes things up and stuff like that. But when I saw it, I was just like, come on, this is just blatant, you know,
Fan
it's
service.
just blatantly riding off Naruto's coattails. And that made me just say, I'm not watching this.
Sometimes
Look,
eh,
let's just even end it here, man, because
you
honestly,
know,
I can
you
spend No, look, I'm serious. I can spend like hours talking about this. My brothers
Good.
and I have actually spent like an hour plus talking about this topic before.
Me. I
The
don't
gist,
even bother.
look,
Wait, when I even stop, sef, I think I stopped after. I think I stopped after. You know that Usuzuki this thing doing that uni exams. Like
yeah,
I think 2 arcs after. Like this filler arc, 2 arcs after, I just stopped. I was like, maybe when they get better, or maybe if they have like unmasked like a lot of episodes, I will now download the one that have fillers and start watching it. That was what I was planning.
okay. Look, I can go on all day, but because to sum it up, the main thing that really just got to me, I've already said it before, is that they should have skipped a generation. They should have gone with Naruto's grandchild or great grandchild. Or you could even jump a lot further into the future, better yet, and say Naruto's descendants.
Or it couldn't be someone. It could guy in Molino the funniest in like Naruto's world.
You could even have gone with somebody that is not even related to
And
Naruto
that is saying
whatsoever.
the world is so big.
Or you could have
It's a-
gone towards pick create a character in Kumo or Iwa or somewhere like that. Although I guess that would not make a lot of this thing considering that the focus of Naruto has always been on Konoha, but still, like go maybe like 100 years into the future when Naruto is already dead, or 200 or even 500 years into the future when Naruto is already dead, and this is great grandchild, and then you can maybe create a connection between them. Maybe okay, now the Biju are free. Something happens that causes these Naruto's descendants to have to seek out some of the Bijus. One of the Bijus, you can make it QB, or if you don't want to go with QB, you can go with Yuki. That's the eight tails. You can go with Shikaku since
Hmm.
he was dating with Gara. Or you could have gone with anyone because all of them met him at one point in time. And if they didn't meet him before the war, they met him during the war. My
On
throat is
that,
dry.
Boruto shouldn't have on that Boruto shouldn't have happened. Should have just done something.
Or it should have happened, but they should have made, as I said, keep a generation or two. That way, if if you told me, oh, this thing was about Naruto's grandchild, I would know, okay, don't expect Naruto to be uh, very present in the story.
Or even
But
if
like
lucky,
instead,
yeah, he sets in Naruto's world, but it's about one character like that. It could be in
uh,
Kona, it could even be in another village itself. And
yeah,
it's
but
not as
then
if
instead,
Naruto, that one now, Naruto will be more of a supporting character.
yeah,
He'll be more of a supporting character itself, but it's not going to be like it's not going to be like okay, he's very related to this, it's very related to the main character that at times you just take the spotlight. Because
yeah.
if you look at most of the good things in Boruto, everything everything has Naruto inside.
No, some don't have him, but there are quite a number have him, and that's why I
Even
said that had they skipped a generation or gone somewhere else, you don't have to like when you told me that oh, this is about Naruto's son, my mind is already going towards okay, uh, Naruto is going to show up a lot, so they could have just named this. They could have just said it's still Naruto rather than changing the name.
Naruto the future. So,
Uh-huh. In fact,
but
some
yeah,
people's argument, even my argument at one point in time, was that they should have shown Naruto reaching Chunin and then Jonin But then
Eh,
I went back and realized that okay, if you remember in the tuning exams, Naruto said something. He said that even if he remains a genin forever, he will still become Hokage.
eh.
So like they
Which we
decided to,
say again now.
yeah, he's still a genin. So they decided to play on that. They decided to play on that by still having him as a genin, but becoming Hokage. So
If
I was
you,
okay with that. In fact, if
imagine,
you remember,
eh,
I don't know if you saw it at the time. There was a time when people were saying that, oh, the next Naruto is going to be Akipuden.
what?
Akipuden. You know how as we have Naruto Shippuden, so
Eh,
that one was now going to be Naruto Akipuden.
why that name Akiputen?
I don't know. That was just a speculation. Some people were
Ah,
saying that, oh, this is going to be a Naruto that has recreated the Akatsuki for one reason or another. Some people were saying it's going to be a Naruto that is part of Ambu. And you could have done that because Ambu is not a rank.
eh,
Ambu is an organization.
special ops. This is not as if
Yes.
the
So you can be genuine, and when you come out of Ambu, you will still be genuine. So please. But I guess Naruto doesn't fit Ambu like that. But still.
they doesn't fit him. Say he's very, he's not very, he's not really a sneaky person. I think with
No, like if you watch the Disney, you will see that Naruto can actually be very sneaky.
but I
But
don't think that
it
sneakiness
doesn't
is
fit
his
it
strength.
doesn't fit that ruthless,
Uh,
secretive, do anything to protect the village type distance. That is Sasuke's forte.
mm. You, like even see Sasuke itself is the Sasuke is sneaky person. That one will just come. She blow with everybody.
No, not really
Right.
the sneaky. Not really the sneaky distance. More like the I will do anything to protect the village.
Uh,
Even the things that most people would not want to do.
me,
But
my own is why Sas. The reason why Sasuke left the village is like he said he's moving around so that they will not target Konoha for the is it
nah, it's
Rinnegan?
more or less Sasuke's this one was more or less like a redemption type thing.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
he has done so much wrong by the village, and so he feels like for to redeem himself, he should go out and be protecting the village from the outside. But look, let's just end it by saying this. I feel, let me say, I feel, I don't know about you, but I feel like Boruto should not have existed. But at the end of the day, it did. So, top notch.
It's, I don't I'm indifferent. Sha. It's not. I have hope for it. I still have hopes for it, sha. But with the way things are going, or with the way with what I am seeing, like I actually agree that in some ways, Boruto should have
Yeah,
existed. But
I get what you're saying. But yeah, anyway, thanks. Ah, I'm biting my tongue here. Thank you everyone for listening. Uh, leave down in the comment section or send a message to tell us your own opinion. If you like this, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. If you are listening on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the Weebs on the Pod social handles and also mine and Tony's. Um, the last episode we had before this, I think that was the annoying anime trope.
yeah,
The video will be going up on YouTube at the same time as this. That was just
so,
a case of pure laziness. I was just feeling so bloody lazy at the time. So that one should be going up at the same time as this one, the video. So yeah, thanks for listening. I'm Niyi Abdul.
And
He
I'm
is Tony
Tony.
Koya. I was waiting for you to say it. As you didn't say it, I just said,
No,
let me
me,
just.
I was waiting for you to try and make one awkward mistake. I was like, okay, it's actually going strong. It's going strong. It's not like before now. You just say something. Oh fuck! I'm supposed to say something. That was what
No,
I was thinking.
I can bet you I will make that mistake eventually. Like next episode, I can almost guarantee you I will make that mistake, and it's not going to be intentional. Yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you guys next week. Peace out.